Alright guys, so I wanted to bring you this one, and everybody pretty much knows what an EpiPen is. It's an epidermal injection for antihistamines. It delivers a concentrated release of antihistamines for common ailments such as bee stings and other things that bring about specific allergic reactions. That need to be injected in a timely manner to prevent serious, almost deadly harm to be done to the person. Such things like this, as I've already said, is like bee stings and other things of this nature. And looks like EpiPen by Mylan has raised prices 400%, oddly enough. As those prices rise, the salaries also rise, except for instead of by 400%, the salaries have risen by 600%. Can't make this up, folks. I know several people who use this. I used to carry one for my allergic reactions, just in case something got worse. This is by NBC News. I'm not getting this from a kooky source. This is absolutely true, and it seems like it's absolutely necessary that we kind of go over this. Give me a second. My mouse is not really working the best today. One second. Alright, gotta get to my screenshots here, my screen capture. There we go. So as you can see, it's by NBC News, so this was a little while ago, but I've been waiting for this to resurface because it came once and it came twice, and this is pretty much a third time. And I wanted to wait until everybody was concentrated on the figures and everything else. Mylan executives gave themselves raises as they hiked EpiPen prices. So while people are dying basically of allergic reactions and things of that nature, the executives' salaries have also been stratospheric in the uptake or uptick. Proxy fillings show from 2007 to 2015 that Mylan CEO Heather Bresch total compensation went from $2,453,456 to $18,931,068, a 671% increase during a period of the company of EpiPen prices, with the average wholesale price of $56 went to $317.82, a 462% increase, according to data provided by Connecture. In 2007, the company bought rights to EpiPen, a device to provide emergency epinephrine to stop potentially fatal allergic reactions, and the price began to rise. In 2008 to 2009, Mylan raised the price by 5%. At the end of 2009, it tried out a 19% hike. 2010 to 2013 saw another 10% hike. During the 2013 to the second quarter of 2016, Mylan steadily raised the EpiPen prices 15% every other quarter. Their stock price more than tripled, going from $13.29 in 2007 to a high of $47.59 in 2016. So from $13 to roughly $48 from, you can read that. While sales of the life-saving drug rose 40%, the company's operating profits in 2014, a Bloomberg reported salaries of other Mylan executives went up. 2015, President Raj Malik base salary went up 11.1% from $1 million, and the chief commercial officer Anthony Murrow saw a 13.6% jump to $625,000. And this is big. CNBC reported this. And after Mylan acquired EpiPen, the company also amped up its lobbying efforts. In 2008, it reported spending on lobbying went up $270,000 to $1.2 million, according to OpenSecrets.org. I'm not familiar with those, but if CNBC is reporting this story, then they at least think the data is good. So I'm just going to show, the first 30 seconds or so of this, because I know people who use this exact product by this exact company and who might be in danger of not being able to afford their product. I apologize greatly, but let's just wait for it to buffer and everything. You know how this is, folks. It takes a while because they don't like showing the video. Yes. So this does not count as the 30 seconds I'm allowed. I apologize greatly. I did have this up and running before. And I basically said Mylan's sole supplier of EpiPens didn't respond to NBC News emails or voicemail seeking comments.
School, say it with Gogurt.
So in other words, they're ripping you off and they don't want to talk about it. Here it comes. It's coming.
We're back now with the outrage over a drug company's dramatic price increase for a life-saving medication. EpiPens are used in emergencies to treat people, often children, who experience a sudden and potentially deadly allergic reaction. But the company that makes the EpiPen has raised the price more than 400% over the past 8 years and is now being accused of price gouging. Here's NBC's Tom Costello.
It's a life-saving drug for patients with potentially deadly allergies. 43 million Americans keep an EpiPen close at hand. Among them, 9-year-old Joshua Fernandez are allergic to nuts. But since 2008, the price pharmacies pay for an EpiPen 2-pack has shot up from $100 to $600, and the pens must be replaced yearly.
I have to protect and provide life-saving medication for my child.
And that's bad, folks.
At the current trend, I worry, how are we going to pay for this in the future?
To afford it, Amy Fernandez now gets her EpiPens from a pharmacy that orders them from Canada for a third of the price. Meanwhile, in Congress, a bipartisan demand for the Federal Trade Commission to investigate.
I consider it gouging because what happens is they
it is gouging. All right, we get it. They're gouging. You heard it from them. Senator Amy Schobacher of Minnesota. I did not mean for it to go to a minute, but that that ad did kind of take us over that period, and it looks like they did take it into account. So this is it, folks. EpiPen prices by Mylan raised 400%, and the executive salaries raised by 600%. And it's almost $600 a pen, and you got to replace them now every year. And it comes in a 2-pack, so it's bad, folks. This is another situation if things do hit the fan and all those superbugs do come into fruition, you're not going to be able to afford to get medical. I don't know what would happen if you used one that was a year or two older. You are gambling with a lot of stuff, especially with the way things are manufactured now to break down. It's not like it was back in the day where if you had, Calmai lotion or something of that sort, and, you could apply it 10 years straight and it wouldn't do nothing because it was made from mostly organic or near organic substances. Now they're made from chemicals that if they break down, they could even be hazardous to your health. One such situation, I like that Helioflex suntan lotion. I forget who it's by. But that stuff you can't get anymore for less than a good sum of money, and it only lasts you probably the better part of a season. Anything else and the chemical formula inside breaks down, and you have nothing but gooey, white, runny suntan lotion, and it may be absolutely fine to apply, but nobody really wants that, so This is a big deal for EpiPen, folks. Lots of people I know have used EpiPen to save their life, to save, somebody they know. I don't suggest using EpiPens in any major emergency. If you happen to have one on you for you, and you see somebody with a peanut allergy or something like that, I don't know everybody's biology. And just remember, even if you are a doctor or nurse, you don't know their biology without the tests and everything. We assume it'll work well, but there's no evidence to suggest that injecting somebody, might not make them absolutely worse. I haven't heard of a case, but it would be my absolute luck that if I tried to save somebody using an EpiPen, which if I had it and somebody was going into, allergic reaction where they couldn't breathe and stuff, I would do it anyways, because I do believe that they could at least, help out a little bit. Anyways, this is a really big deal that EpiPen prices are on the rise. It just shows you one more, tool in the shed of things to come that say that, one, the middle class is here to pay us all the money and get none of the services, and two, you're not really going to be paying for everything, and your safety is no longer a concern because you cannot afford to be healthy in this economy, this and that. And that things are on the decline to such a point where you're not going to be able to afford the drugs you need to keep your family alive and well. This is really bad, folks. Thank you. God bless everything else. I didn't upload last couple of days. I've just been watching some things go on with my YouTube accounts and stuff, and I'm not happy with what's been going on. And honestly, I think that there are hackers in my account that have been not only obviously in the comment section doing shady things, but definitely holding a lot of the content. A couple days ago, I put up 3 videos, and all of them basically, were not allowed, so I had to re-upload them and then put them in with no content whatsoever, and then go through and fill out the tags and everything after they've already loaded. It seems like last couple of weeks, there have been more and more attacks on my page for this bullshit and that bullshit, pardon my language. And at this point, I'm just trying to bring you good stuff. There's also talk about ICANN bringing down YouTube channels like mine in October. And if that happens, my channel will probably be taken off the air. So I try to bring you good stuff, folks. I believe in the stuff I give you. I try not to make it harmful or demeaning to anyone, but there are some of these stories you just go, why aren't those people in jail? Those people don't deserve to live, this and that and everything else. And those are honest reactions. That is not threatening to anybody. That is not anything else. If and I'm just sick and tired of the PC stuff. I mean, it has hit levels that, honestly, I feel like nowadays on the internet and everywhere else, if you so much as say something, it's almost as if you could actually be thrown in jail for it, held 3-4 years out of your way, and nobody gives a damn until, the judge goes, oh, yeah, it wasn't a big deal, we're sorry. Here's $1 million. Oh, well. It's kind of like, well, shit, 3-4 years went by. What the shit? But this is the world we live in, folks. And again, the EpiPen is raising 400%. I don't see it coming down anytime soon. And I definitely do not see the salaries being reduced. This is a big deal. This is not a product you can store in your freezer and, use when you need it. So, take care. Stay away from those allergies and everything, folks. Thank you.